as we're here, just take a moment to take your feet together and just lift up through the thighs, so we're lengthening through the spine. So we still have our neutral spine here, which means all the curves of the spine, right? We're not changing that. Hands can relax at the side, drawing the belly button to spine. Feel the breath moving through the ribs. Take a moment, reach the arms all the way up. I thought I was going to reach my chair. Stay here, lengthening, and exhale. Take the hands out to the side. So reaching the arms really active, holding here. Inhale as you hold. Exhale, I want you to twist to the right, drawing the belly button to spine, feeling like you're really turning through the waist, ribs, and chest. See if you can really turn that to the side while keeping the hips forward. And then we're going to take it back to center. And as you exhale, go to the other side. So scooping your abs in, really taking it into that rotation. And then we're going to come back to center, and we're going to twist again to the right. This time, as you twist to the right, I want you to go ahead and bend your left knee and take your hand down. So this is your left hand to inside of the left knee. Reaching that other arm up. Make sure that you're just gently touching there, that you're not pushing on your knee. You can hold more to the inside of the leg if you need more support. Reaching up, looking up if that feels okay, and then taking it back to center and lengthening. And we'll go to the other side. So we're going to twist to the other side, belly in. We're going to bend that right knee, take it down. As you take it down, that other arm is up. You're looking up toward it if that feels okay. Remember to not push into that knee, right? So I'm really stable. I'm holding myself. If I need more support, hand goes to the inside of the thigh. I'm going to come all the way up here. And then from here, reach the arms. And we're going to open it out to the side, keeping the arms open, separate the feet. We're going to keep an external rotation, so knees and toes facing outward. Reach the arms out, and then you can turn the palms up. We're going to come down in the legs, so as much as we can, knees and toes both facing out. I'm still in my neutral spine. I'm going to reach up and come down, and reach up and come down. So I'm just showing from the side here. Notice when I come down, I'm not leaning forward at all. My tailbone is coming straight down, and I'm reaching right back up to the top. So I'm coming down and up and down and up. Good. So we're just getting a little bit warmer here through the body. We're going to do 4 more. Good. 3. Last 2. And 1. And then hold it down here. Hold it down. Good. Turn your palms down. We're just going to move through the feet a little bit. Lift your right heel. Bring it down. Lift your left heel. Take it down. Right heel again. And left heel. Good. Press down through the feet. Get lower. Rise all the way up. And then exhale. Hands come down. We're going to go ahead and move to the back edge of the mat. So I'm moving away from my chair. I'm going to face my chair though. Reach my arms up with an inhale. And exhale, Pilates roll down. So we nod the head, scoop the abs in, and we start to roll down. When we come down, and notice that's not my range to actually be able to touch the floor, that's okay. If you're not touching the floor, bend your knees, and we walk it out to our plank. So hands are under shoulders. We're going to stay really long through the crown of the head. So as I'm here, I'm also not only pulling my belly button up. When I do that, you notice I'm not turning anything or moving anything, but I'm also lifting up my thighs. It just means that I'm going from here to really lifting, right? I'm not changing the spine. 1 more breath. Exhale, knees come down. Feet together, knees apart, sit way back on the heels for child's pose. So arms are in front, hands about shoulder width apart, fingers spread wide. And we're going to go ahead and rock forward. So when we rock forward here for point plank, we're going to take the hands still under the shoulders. Knees come in line with the hips this time, and then we tuck the toes in. Little lift of the knees. So they're just hovering from the mat. Abs in, lengthen through the crown of the head. So we look forward, butt down. Without changing this, can you just walk your feet back into your full plank? You can always do this on the knees if you need to. Bring the knees down if you need to. And exhale, lift the tailbone and stretch back here. So you can widen the space between the feet. Lift the tailbone, scoop your abs in, and stretch here. Now we're going to take the right foot, and we're going to start to take that right knee in toward the chest. And the right foot is going to step up. If it only gets this far, we're just going to hook behind the leg and step it forward, okay? So we're gonna be in a lunge here, kind of to open and still get warm, but also to help us really work with this. So when I'm here, my knee is in line with my ankle, my back leg is pretty straight and long. I'm gonna look up. If I'm having trouble staying really long through the spine and I'm collapsing down, we have a chair, okay? So you use your chair if you need it. From here, we're just gonna let the back knee come down and lift it up. And back knee comes down and lift. Good. Down and lift. So we're gonna do this 4 more times. And 3, 2 more. And then we're gonna hold our knee up. So we're gonna hold here. Now can you balance and lift all the way up? If that's not an option, walk up your chair. You can still hold your chair, okay? And you're just up higher, staying here, okay? Whether holding on your chair or not, it doesn't matter. So I'm gonna hold off my chair. I'm gonna take my knee down again to the mat to touch, lift it back up. I'm not changing my front thigh, so I am really working here. This is a lot, right? Abs are in tight. We're coming down low, lifting back up for 4 more. Very nice. 3. Good job, everybody. 2. And last one. Then we're going to lift the knee. We're going to take the hands down. Help yourself if you need to. We're just going to take a nice stretch back to our down dog. So right foot comes back and we stretch. Take a big breath in and lengthen back to your plank. Good. From plank, bring it back to our nice stretch here, down dog. We're going to take the left foot and step it forward. Help it up there if you need to. We're going to make sure the knee is in line with the ankle. So when I'm here, I'm lengthening the spine, holding. If I need to, kind of holding at the bottom of my chair to stay really long. Back knee is going to come down and lift and down. Notice my front thigh does not change while I'm doing this, right? So I'm coming down and up. Good. 4 more. Last 3. I feel like we're still warming up and I'm out of breath already. Good. Last one. Holding here. And then if you're still holding on your chair, you can bring it all the way up, or you can just rise up using your balance, whatever's working for you. You're going to take your back knee down and lift. Back knee down and lift. Good. Abs in. We're going to finish off for 4 more. Nice. 3. 2 more. And then last one, hold that knee up. Hands come down. Big step back with the left foot into your down dog. And then from here, you're just going to bend your knees, walk your hands in towards your legs. And we're going to roll up. So Pilates, roll up, plant the feet, pull the belly in, and roll up to standing. Once you're standing, come over to your chair. So now we're going to use our chair for more balance. So when I'm holding here, I'm going to make sure that I can step back enough to keep my arms straight, and my right knee should be able to come up and not hit my chair, okay? So that's what we're working on here. I'm going to take the knee up, and then I'm going to kick it back and extend, and as I do, come forward. So I'm going to lift the right knee and take it back. So if you do Pilates with me, you know I do. I like to incorporate balance and lifts like this a lot. Now, I like to do this one without holding the chair. So I like to use the support here of standing on my left leg, working to strengthen the ankle. The chair is there if you ever need it, even if you're like, oh, this is where I need it, right? And then I come back and balance. So you have lots of options here. Now, we're going to go ahead and add a one-legged squat on the left leg. So as I come back, I'm going to take it into a one-legged squat. Come down, press up, lift the knee, and do that again. Bring it back, hips level, squat down, come up, lift up. Use your chair for balance if you need it, right? So we come down, press up, and lift. Nice. We're going to do our last 2 like this. And last one here, we're gonna take it back. We're gonna come down in that left leg. We're gonna press back up. Your hands can come to the chair if you need to. We're just gonna keep the right knee up. We're gonna pulse that knee up and up and up. So if you want to, you're letting go of the chair, your arms are up, and you're holding and balancing here. Abs are in, we stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold that knee up. We're gonna take our hands back to the chair now, just so we can transition here. We're gonna take that right leg, kick it back, chest coming forward. So as I'm here, my back is long, my spine is long. If you want to, you're here, you can always kind of rest here on the chair. If you don't like that and you want to just hold with balance, stay here. Flex your right foot. We're gonna take that foot down a little, lift up a little. Take it down a little and up, right? So if you start with balance and you're like, I don't like that, I wish my hands were down, bring your hands down, right? It's always your option, because when you're working here, you want to focus on keeping your hips really stable. I'm not rotating my hip up in order to get my leg up, right? I'm just lifting here. It's that small lift and lower. We have 4 more. Good. 3. Last 2. Hold the leg up on your next one. Hold it. Now from here, I'm going to bend my right knee, pull that foot in toward me, and then kick that leg back out. So again, I'm still keeping the hips level. I'm scooping my belly button to spine, really drawing it in here. I'm going to stay for our last 5. Stay strong and stable on your other leg. 4. Really nice. 3. Standing leg is working. It's just holding. Hold it here. Extend the leg. Now to that pointed toe, and I want you to lower down again in your right leg, or in your left leg. So you're doing that one-legged squat. You're just going to lift the right leg up and down and up and down. Your glutes are burning, okay? Not just on the leg that you're lifting, that left leg. 5 more, 4 more, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Foot comes down, we lift up, hands are at the back of the chair. I want you to walk it back, feet hips width apart. We're doing like a half dog here to stretch really long. From here, go ahead and walk it back in. And we'll go to the other side and we'll get another stretch after that. So hands to the back of the chair. Notice my arms are straight, I'm not in here, really close, I'm out. I have room for my knee, my left knee is up this time. So I'm holding here. Now I'm going to go ahead and kick it back. My hips stay level, and I kick and lengthen, and I'm coming forward with my chest. And then I'm going to come back up to lift, and then I'm going to do that again. So when I'm here, I'm keeping forward with the left hip. I can add as much balance as I want, right? So if I'm reaching up here and then sweeping the arms back, I can do that too. Lots of fun balance options this morning. Always fun to add it when we can, right? I love challenging with balance. So we are going to do our last couple here, but I want you to add your one-legged squat. So hold back, get down in your right leg, down low, and then push up, and then reach back up, left knee comes up. My left foot comes back, I squat down on the right leg, press back up, and I lift up. So I'm staying really stable. Hips are staying level. I'm coming down in the right leg, pushing up, lifting up. Good. So working here. This is a great way to get a little bit more, but always use your chair, right? So if I'm needing my chair, I use it. So you're like, where are those last couple? Here they are, last 2. Good. And last one, we're going to hold it back here, slowly lower into the squat, then you lift up, left knee comes up, you can hold your chair to start. We are just going to lift that knee up and down, lift up and down, little lift, good, little lift. If you do not need your chair, arms are going to reach up, right? You might be like, This is different on one side. It always is. That's okay. Abs are in, hips are level. We're going to stay for 5. 4 more. 3, 2, last one. We're going to kick that leg behind us, keeping the hips level. You can stack your hands here. When you do, you can let your forehead come down. If that's not an option for you or you don't like it, it's always fun to add your balance. We're going to go ahead here, and we're just going to take that leg down a little and lift a little and down. So I'm going to take my hands back for a few. I'll take my hands to the chair for some. So when I'm in this, if I'm like, that is enough, hands can always go back to the chair. So my abs are in, and pulling the belly button up to the spine, lifting here, so working the glutes. We only have to do 5 more here. Good. 4. Last 3. 2 more. I'm going to hold the leg up, flex the foot. I'm going to pull that foot in toward me and then kick it out, right? So I'm staying here really long. Good. I'm going to extend that leg as I press through my foot and then bring it back in. So working the hamstring here as I curl. We're going to stay for 5. Make sure not too much weight is on the chair. They're not meant to do that. They do wobble. Good. 2. And last one here. Now extend your leg out, point through the toe again, come down, one-legged squat in that right leg. It should be burning. We're going to lift left leg up a little, take it down. Now again, if you're here, your options for balance are always there, right? You do what feels right. Leg should be working here. Right leg, you're down in it, so you're working here. Staying stable and strong. We're going to finish off for 5. You're doing great. I know it's a lot of work this morning. Good. 3, but I'm happy you're with me. 2, and 1, and then bring it down, come all the way up. Very nice. Now we're going to go ahead and cross the right ankle over the left knee, flex the foot, the knee opens out to the side. We're going to squat down. Now using the chair, if you like that, or you can hold here, or just hold onto your leg to get down a little bit lower and stretch. We're going to come all the way up, cross to the other side, left ankle over right knee, flex the foot. Good. Down on the right leg. So balancing here or not, I like to let go of my chair for most of this work too. Just challenge myself when I can. Always challenging here and there is good. We're going to come back up. Now from here, I do want you to walk to the back edge of your mat. So we walk away from the chair and we're facing the chair. Good. And inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale, pull the belly in, and we come down. And we're going to go ahead and walk it out to our plank. Walk it out nice and strong. Good. So holding here, we're going to work a little bit more into our planks and side planks so we can add different leg movement here. So I want you to keep your hands under the shoulders. We're going to come down on the right hand, and we're going to spin open to the left. We're going to take the left arm up, and then we're going to take it down. So notice when I spin open, I am keeping my feet just pivoting here, so you can see my top foot stays in front. That's all we're doing here. We will get deeper into it after this. So from here, we are going to do 1 more each side. So 1 more each side, and then we're going to take it back to where we're holding on our right hand. Okay, so you can stay here. Now, in this one, because we're away from facing here, I want you to go ahead and come down 1 more time, and I want you to turn to face me, where you can open up with the left hand down and the right arm up. We're going to stay like this, okay? So staying here, unless you were facing, no, you're away. Okay, we'll crawl to the other side. Stay here. If you want to make this a little bit more intense, stack your feet, pull your belly and lift your hips higher. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and take the knee down. And we're going to take the right hand to come down. It's a little bit away from the body. Now I'm going to come all the way down to my hip so I can take my forearm down too. And when I do this, I'm going to start in a side plank. So this is important to kind of see where my hand is because we're gonna do a one-arm push-up with it. But first we're gonna start with that top foot in front. Don't get scared, that sounded worse than it is. Pull the belly in, hips come up, reach the top arm up. If you wanna make this harder, stack the feet. If this is too much, bottom knee is down, okay? So you have options. Staying here, belly button to spine, hips up. We're gonna lift that top leg. Try not to move anything else. Lift and lower, and lift, and lower. Nice job. So it's a lot of work to finish these, but we only have to do 4 more. 4, good. 3, last 2, and last 1, and then take it down all the way down. My hand comes back to that place where it was, a little bit away. Okay, so now I'm gonna actually face down into a plank position. So both feet are here. This is kind of gonna help us in that rotation. I'm gonna push with my right hand. I'm gonna twist the side, come down, push, come down. See how it's really pretty easy? You can be on the knees if that's a little easier. Whatever's working for you. Push with that hand. Good. Push and turn. Nice. 4 more. Remember, we get to do the whole other side. 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. We come forward. We do a child's pose, feet together, knees apart, arms reach in front. Good. And so from here, yes, I will crawl to face the other side. So, makes more sense that way, I think. Okay, hands under shoulders, and we're gonna go ahead back to our plank. Make sure you have enough room for your feet. I'm just doing this to face the camera, but you can face wherever you want to face. Okay, as long as you can see what we're doing or know what we're doing. So left hand is down. We're gonna come to the left first. Right arm comes up, and then we're gonna come to the right hand and side plank here. So same way we started, going from plank to turning into our side plank. So nice work here. We're gonna move through this back to facing here, the back. So away from me with your left hand down on your next one, hold it, right arm up. And then from here, just so we can come back to facing each other, hopefully, right hand is down, left arm is up. And I can stack the feet here to make it a little bit more intense. If this is too much, bottom knee can come down, okay? Whatever is working for you. Now, we're gonna come down here. We're gonna come down, I'm gonna put my hand down. I'm gonna support my weight to come all the way down. First, it's our side plank on the forearm. So, I know you're like, this is a lot of side planking we're doing today, right? We've got the shoulder over the elbow, hand in front. So, I'm gonna put my top foot in front of the other here, and then come up. Remember, that's kind of in the middle here. If we balance with our feet stacked, it's a little bit more intense. And if the knee is down, a little bit easier to balance. So up to you. Scoop your belly in, lift your hips, lift your top leg up, and down, and up, and down. Nice job. Lift. Good, abs are in tight. We're gonna finish off this side. We only have our last 5. Good. 4 more. These always feel worse than they are. 3, 2, last one here. Lift, take it down. I'm gonna come all the way down. And now my bottom hand, so my left hand comes in front. So when I do this, I have my same arm that I did with my right hand, my left hand is here. I move slightly away. Don't make sure you're right on top of your other hand. Make sure you're a little bit away. So I'm gonna come forward into my plank. My abs are in. I'm gonna push and twist, come down. Push and twist with that left hand, and come down. Push and twist. Now if I wanna be on my knees, I push and twist here, right? It works either way. So working into this, we're almost there, come on. Stay with me for 5, 4, abs in tight, 3, good, 2, and then last one, come up here, and then we're gonna come all the way down. So when we come down here, we're gonna go ahead and take a moment. We're gonna get back into our planks, and then we'll stand up. So I'm gonna stay facing away, but I'm gonna come back to my last plank. So hands under shoulders, feet walk back. So tailbone comes up and I stretch back, and then from here I can bend my knees, walk my hands in toward my feet, and I'm hitting my chair. And I'm gonna roll all the way up, hopefully not into my chair or knocking it down, right? So that's a goal. Now we're gonna go ahead here, and we are gonna stay facing, face the chair. When you do this, and you'll be able to see my spine. So I'm gonna be here really long, and I'm gonna keep, when I'm here, I'm gonna start with my feet about hips width apart, knees and toes facing forward. We're gonna come into a squat. Notice in a squat, I stay neutral spine and I come up. That one is not that low. I'm holding too high in my chair. I feel like I wanna come down. So if you wanna let go of your chair, you can do that too, so that you can sink down to where your thighs are almost parallel to the floor. But notice my chest is not down here, right? Keeping the length of my spine, but I'm not pelvic tilting. So that's important. When we come up here, I want you to stay up, and I want you to go work on a couple of pelvic tilts so you can feel this movement. Now, I'm in neutral spine right now. You can tell because as I keep the natural curve of my spine, my hips are here slightly back, so my hips are back and I'm staying in that curve. If I want to let go of where my back is curving, I'm gonna take the belly button to spine, and I'm gonna draw my pelvis forward. So my hip bones start to come just in a little rotation here. As I drop my tailbone down and scoop my abs in, you can squeeze up through the glutes a little bit more too. We're not gonna be in a pelvic tilt with the next thing, but we will use the pelvic tilt. So go back to neutral, reach the hands to the chair. This is where I like to bring my feet in slightly closer. If, when you're doing your squat, you notice your knees moving, right, like they start to do this, you want to make sure you put your feet together and knees together so that they don't move, okay? It'll give you a little bit more support. I'm gonna keep my feet slightly apart. I'm gonna rise up to the toes here, staying in that neutral spine. We're gonna come down as low as we can, and then come up to the top. Notice when I'm coming down, I have head, shoulders, hips, and feet right underneath me. So I'm not changing anything here. And my knees are staying, right? If I notice at any time that buckling or that moving, then I just bring my feet and knees together to control that a little bit more. So up to you. Abs are in. We're coming down and up. I usually like to come down a little bit further if I can, right? Start to come down a little bit more and back up. Just makes the coming up a little harder. Good. So down and up. Good. Down and up. We're gonna do 4 more. Last 3. Last 2. Hold it down. Remember that pelvic tilt? I want you to do that here. Tilt your pelvis forward. Bring it back. Tilt it forward. Bring it back. So when I tilt it forward, what am I doing? I'm squeezing my abs, my glutes. I'm gonna squeeze. Oh, that's hard. 4 more. Nice. 3. My spine is nice and strong here, lifted up through the crown of my head, but I'm not changing that. Last one, tilt, release, up. Stay up on your toes, come down, pulse it here, up and down. Not too fast, right? Keeping the control. Up and down, legs should be a little shaky. 5, 4, 3, 2, all the way up, heels down. Nice. So from here, I'm just gonna grab onto my right foot, right knee, in line with left. Left arm can reach, if we like that, right? And then we're gonna release this. We're gonna take left foot up, left knee in line with right, right arm up. Holding here. And from here, hands to the chair, one last time, in that half dog. So feet hips width, and I come back. Good. And then from here, gently walking it back in. We're gonna come back to the back edge of our mat again. So come back to the back edge. You guys are like, what does that mean? It means we get to work more. Inhale up and exhale. Scoop your belly button to spine. Nod the head as you come forward. Take a moment here. Walk your hands out to plank. Remember, I bend my knees to get there. Once I'm here in my plank, I'm gonna stay for one more breath. I'm gonna lift back into my down dog to stretch. And then knees are gonna come down. So feet together, knees apart, sitting back on the heels. All right, so we're gonna do one of my favorite things to work with, a bar. We're gonna hold on to it and use it for posture, but don't hold on to it too hard that you knock yourself over. So makes it a little bit harder than not using a chair. It really does, because you can work on your form. So I'm gonna actually have my back to the back of my chair, okay? When I'm holding here, my whole work is really focused on, can I keep my chest up and not be back here, right? Where I'm leaning on the chair and pushing it. We don't want to do that. So I'm going to hold the back edge of my chair and I'm going to lift my feet up, and notice when I did that, I kind of pulled my chair. I'm going to lift my head up, lift my chest up. Good. Now I'm going to work on dropping the feet down and bring it back up to just legs at table. So I'm going to come down and bring the legs up. So this is where I'm really focused on working in my legs and my abs, okay? If you feel like you're too close to the chair, you can always move away from it. I feel like my ponytail is too close to my chair, but the rest of me is okay. So we're gonna go ahead here, hold the legs at tabletop. Drop the right foot only and bring it up. Left foot only and bring it up. Good, right and left, nice. So abs are working here, keeping my chest up. So notice all this work I'm doing to hold. And by not pulling too much on the chair, I'm really stabilizing myself, right? So a lot of effort here. One more each side, okay? Then hold both feet up. See if you can reach your arms around, 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 keeping the chest up, and then feet come down. Very nice. We're gonna go ahead and bring it slightly forward. So we're gonna come down here into working a little bit more with our abs. So when you're lying down on your mat, you can make sure that you have room away from your chair. You're gonna keep your feet down and your spine can stay in neutral unless when you hold on. So put your hands briefly for a moment at your belly and lift your feet. So if you notice any pulling here, you're not able to stabilize or stabilize in the back, then you can always come out of that neutral spine, pressing the back down to that imprint. So it's kind of that little pelvic tilt that happens as we hold here. We're gonna stay here, good. And we're gonna take the hands behind the head. Lift the head and shoulders only if that feels okay. I'm gonna let the legs come down and away from me and bring them back up to tabletop. And I'm gonna bring them down. Now notice when I'm doing this, I'm not moving the feet up and down. I'm actually moving the legs away from me and back up. So staying here, but if you like to, extend your legs and lower down here and lift back up, right? So you have options to make this either a little bit harder for you, you're welcome, or easier if you need to. Good. So abs are in really tight, and we're gonna go ahead and finish off with our last 5. Good. 4 more. Keep it going, everybody. You're doing great. 3. I know you are, even if I can't see you. And 1. Hold here. Good. And bend the knees in. Lower head and shoulders. Let the knees come into the chest. So we can go into our double leg stretch here since we have both knees in. Head and shoulders can come up or stay on the mat. When you stay up here, really important that as I lengthen to stretch out my legs and I reach my arms, that I'm not coming down and up, right? I'm moving here and then I'm sweeping the arms. Notice no movement in my head, neck, shoulders, right? It's my arms sweeping around, reach, and then sweep as my knees come in and my legs extend. So working here for our last 4. 3 more. Good, last 2. And last 1. And then knees come in. I'm gonna lower head and shoulders down to the mat, pulling my knees in. Hands are gonna come behind the knees. So I like to rock up. If you would also instead like to do a roll up, you can plant your feet down, reach the arms, and then exhale, scoop your abs in and roll, press your feet down. And this is kind of that rolling in reverse, right? Which we got to roll the opposite way. Now we're rolling this way. So we're holding here, pulling the belly in, and then we come up nice and long. Good. So from here, we're going to do a little reverse tabletop, which if you know I also like to do that, you're going to know that this is just part of it, right? I'm going to bend my knees for this because my legs are off the mat, so that's the only reason I'm going to start this way. I usually like to come from extended legs, but my feet are going to be down about hips width apart. My hands are going to be behind me, almost a foot away. I like to face my fingers in toward my feet, more important, but if you have any wrist concerns and you want to twist or move your hands back, you can do that. So when you're here, you're going to push into the ground, lift your hips come all the way up, your shoulders come back. Now, in this, people usually don't hold this like they would a yoga, bridge where you're holding your yoga inverted or four-point plank kind of inverted, right? So we're holding here. But in this, really our work is to kind of focus on the balance that we have here. So I want you to lift your right leg up and see if you can really reach it up. Now my hips came down a little bit, but I'm going to see if I can balance and get my left hand off the mat and see if I can reach. And then bring it down. That was just for fun. Try the other side. Left leg comes up. You don't have to take your hand off the ground. If you're like, my right hand doesn't come off, then don't. But if it reaches, good, it reaches and we come back. And then we'll do that again. Right leg, left arm, down. Left leg, right arm, down. One more time each side. Right leg, left arm, and left leg, right arm. And then our arms are sick of holding us up, but we're going to dip the hips a little bit. And we're keeping the shoulders right over the wrists. You can rock to the heels by lifting the toes, come down and up, little tricep dip. So if this is like not enough, right leg can come up and we come down and up this way, right? So kind of focused on that balance, and then you can switch to left leg up. Whatever's working for you. Good. And then we'll keep both feet down for 4 more. Nice. 3, good, 2, and last 1, and then we're going to put the hips down. Good. Extend the legs out. So I'm going to push back a little bit with my hips, and I'm going to extend my legs, flexing my feet, lift the chest, lift the arms, and then we're going to move the feet to one side. We're going to come forward here, and we are going to come into some forward prone positions here. So as I'm here, I'm going to take my feet back and I'm going to be on my belly. My feet are back to my chair, right? But if you're facing your chair, that works too. I like to keep my feet away from, or my head away from the chair. My feet are down, they can still move, right? So from here, the tops of my feet plant down, and I'm going to take my hands, stack my hands, and let my head rest down on my hands. And then take a moment here to just lift the thighs up, just lift the thighs. And then bring it down. And then exhale, scoop your abs and lift the legs. Good, come down. So I say lift the thighs because I'm trying to get you to really lift. I'm trying to get you to pull your belly button off the floor. Now notice when I'm doing that, I'm squeezing it in. But did anything change in my position of my spine? No, right? So you shouldn't be like, oh yeah, you can see it coming up. You can't. You can't see it. But you're doing it. You're squeezing your belly. You're contracting your abs inward, okay? So it's like you're trying to pull your belly button off the floor, but you're staying. Everything else is really stable. So 4 more like this. Good. 3. Last 2. And 1. Now from here, hands are going to come next to you or at your sides here. So my hands are at my sides so that I can hold. And then I'm going to go ahead and pick myself up just a little bit, okay? Just a little bit, but I want to be able to use not my arms. So can I pick my hands up off the floor and still hold? That's what I want you to feel. Can you still hold that? Can you still stay right here, reaching the arms, reach, 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 and exhale, pull back. And reach in front, and exhale, pull back. So staying really strong, inhale, press the tops of your feet down into the mat. We have 4 more. Good. And 3. Good. 2 more. And then last one here. And then from here, hands can come back down. We can do that little lift to stretch. And then from here, just down dog. So I'm going to, or child's pose. Push to your knees. feet together, knees apart, sit back, way back to the heels. Let the arms reach in front. See how that feels while you're here. And then from here, you're gonna go ahead and face forward here, face me. We're gonna do one more thing here so we can work a little bit more into our side or into a twist here. So I'm keeping my feet to start here. They're over to my left, right, your right. So you're gonna take your left foot, put the foot over by the knee, okay? If you're having any knee pain, if you flex the feet, it does help there with the knees. So I'm here and I'm trying to get down a little bit more on my right hip, your right hip, down on that side. Good. So we're gonna twist over to the left, your left, good. Outside of the hand is on the outside of the leg, okay? So I'm pulling the belly in and I'm twisting, twisting, twisting. Seeing how that feels. Now my other hand can come behind me as I twist a little bit deeper. And then I'm gonna come back forward here. As I do come into a nice side stretch, so my hand comes down, my right arm is gonna come up as I come down and over to my side. And then come up, we'll go to the other side, so we'll plant that hand down and we'll reach up and over with the left arm up. And so we're here, one more big breath in and then come back up to the top. And we're gonna go ahead and switch the feet over to the other side. So feet come over to the other side. And then here with this, making sure that that foot is across by the knee. You can make sure that you ground down through the hip. It helps your posture so you're not this way leaning, you're down here, okay? So when we come into that twist, I'm taking my left hand, your left, to the outside of that leg, another hand behind. The hand here, the hand that was kind of in front here on the outside of the leg, starts to move back. If you can get more of that rotation through the waist, ribs, and chest. I'm stabilizing in the hips so that I can turn when I pull my belly in and move my chest to the side wall. So staying here for another breath, and then coming back here. Now, right hand is down, left arm is up, and stretching into that side, really stretch over. And then we'll come up and we'll go to the other side. So we'll come down and we'll go way down over to the other side. Good. So from here, we're gonna go ahead and come back up. Extend your legs out in front of you. So we get to hold here, flex the feet, lift the chest, reach the arms up, holding here. Now exhale, instead of rolling this time, keep a long spine as long as you can and come forward towards your legs, okay? Now when I'm doing this, I'm not all the way down. I'm coming as far forward as I can to stretch, right? So you're keeping the legs really long. Usually if you're staying here, you don't want your feet to flap open to the side. You're drawing in with that flexed foot and you're staying really long. Good, so from here I'm working toward my feet, any amount, right? And depending on where we go during our day, usually we can get a little bit deeper and move toward it. Good, and then coming back up here. Now I want you to reach your arms in front and I want you to work a little bit on just control here and lengthening. So lift your right leg up, 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 any amount you can lift it up. Good, hold it up there, flex that foot. Good, stay really long, keep the chest up and then bring it down and then take that other leg, flex the foot, lift, lift, lift. Good, working through that. So working on the quadricep to lift, right? Hip flexors engaged too. We're gonna go ahead and lower that foot down. Lift the chest, reach the arms. Good. Now both knees are gonna come in here. We're gonna balance one more time. So I'm gonna lift the feet and I'm gonna stay here. So if we want to, hands can come behind the knees. It'll help like it'll kind of feel like you're helping yourself with this. And then you're gonna stretch your right leg really long and take it down. And left leg really long and down. Now, if I'm working through this and I'm like, yes, I'm really stretching and I don't even need my legs, then my arms can reach, right? And I can do this that way. So we have lots of options here as we're working in this. Draw the belly in, lift the chest. Remember, we just did something like that with the chair. Okay, we're gonna do 4 more. Nice. Last 3, last 2, and 1, and feet come down. We're gonna go ahead, plant the feet, lift the chest. Cross the legs here, take one more big breath in, everybody, lengthening, and exhale. Thank you so much for coming today.